Hey, Jamie here in the studio. Yeah, I just wanted to talk a little bit about disclosure. I like many topics like recording and anything music, mastering and building guitars, but one of my other all time favorite things is the disclosure topic, topic of UAPs and just what's going on right now with humanity. And if you've been following it along, say like I have in the last 20 years about all these things that's going on, at times I actually became quite depressed. And but within the last 2 years or so, after going through COVID and deaths of friends and family, I kind of realized that it's not so scary. We have to live our life to the fullest while we're here because it's the only one that we get. At least it's the only one that we'll remember having at this moment. But right now, there's been a lot of interesting talk about UAPs and what's going on in New Jersey, Tennessee, Oregon. It's actually happening in Germany, in England, all over the world right now. And I think it's because we're close to the doomsday clock is pretty dang close to us evaporating ourselves. And just like we share this planet with the other creatures that live on us, like the mites that live on our face. But every day we don't wake up and talk to the mites on our face and scrape our skin and look under it with an electron microscope and say, hey, how you doing today? And try to communicate with them and teach them sign language. The other creatures and beings, entities and other dimensions and other things, they want to leave us alone. Higher beings do that. Higher beings will leave other creatures alone. Now, we're not quite higher beings yet because we still exploit other creatures and experiment and destroy other creatures, and we destroy and experiment on ourselves. That being said, this whole UFO, UAP flap, it could be secret tech that's being rolled out because of the latest election results and our new incoming asshole president. Anyhow, there would be nothing more exciting for him than to be able to declare martial law. Now, him being out there saying to shoot at these things is going to cause complete and total havoc when people start shooting down airplanes and things like that. So just to reiterate on that, there is no possible way that these creatures or these technologies that we don't understand, we shouldn't, there's no possible way that there is no, I'll put it this way, we shouldn't be in a panic. At least people that have been following this disclosure movement should know not to be in a panic, and that it's a great way to bring out technology to scare and intimidate people and cause a freak out. Now, that being said, I don't believe that the true UAPs, entities, whatever you want to call it, whatever your mind can imagine, it's out there. And it's a big universe. We don't even know about our own human anatomy completely. We don't know about all of the creatures that live in our body and call it home, and that planet that make up us, that we live on this planet. We don't know. And I think these higher beings, the true ones, will not interfere with us. And I think that if people start panicking and starting shooting at things like that, that's going to cause exactly what Donald J. Dipshit wants everybody to do, and that is panic so he can go in and declare martial law and say, okay, here we go. This is happening, and we're going to take a war footing, and I'm the new dictator from here on out. Anyway, I think that's kind of a plan that they have going. And it's really sad that it's come to this, but in the long run, I think the true entities, what will ultimately end up happening is kind of like what Ronald Reagan said. Wouldn't our common differences all be solved if all of a sudden that we knew that there was a bigger problem out there? We would band together and become a one world government. Well, we already basically have with the invention of all these technologies right now. I can put this on here, and as long as civilization doesn't collapse, I can upload this video and people will see it all over the world. Well, is that not a one world government, one world society? We're already there, and people just need to accept it and understand that. And we need to quit destroying the environment and destroying other creatures. The true entities, UAPs, whatever you want to call them, thought entities, they're not out to harm us or interfere with us. And in fact, that's why disclosure has been kept a secret for so long, is because it isn't what you think it is. It's not just lights in the sky and little green men. It's anything that you can think of. It's thought entities. It's orbs of the spiritual entities. It's good and bad. So before we go out and start shooting at UFOs and things like that, we need to first think this through a little bit, and don't get freaked out. This is happening all over the world. It's happened before. These sightings have been over nuclear facilities, and they've turned off and on weapons in the past. But I could understand how this could be really, scary for people that have not followed this and have not went through the rabbit hole and came out the other side. And that's what happened with the Trump movement, is all these people that jumped on the bandwagon too late all got swept up in the Trump thing. Because Trump was going to do all these things for him, and he's a liar. He's not going to do anything but ingratiate himself. Okay, so he swept up the truthers. He swept up all the anti-vaxxers. He swept up any group, the Nazis, the white nationalists, anybody that is disenfranchised or other than the other, that he can anyhow. Maybe you'll get the point of this, but it's hard. I can understand these people that got swept up in this too late, because I almost got swept up into it, because I looked at the Q movement and all that stuff and came out the other end realizing that it's a bunch of bullshit. And it's okay to research things and try to understand what's happening, but you got to keep a level head, and you got to understand that it's better for humanity to go on the way it is than for us to all degrade into destruction. And if Donald Trump gets his way, he has no morals. He has no other thoughts about anything except for himself. And the guy is completely and totally mentally deranged. And I hope that for the sake of the good people of this world, and I think that most rational people will understand and know that what's happening is most likely advanced tech being brought out in order to scare the bejesus out of people or to prep people for a war footing. And those are my thoughts for now, and I'm going to keep this pretty short. But, I have been exposed to many different things. I've had many near-death experiences, and I have died and seen the light and came back through and come down. I've had encounters with entities. I've had encounters with meditation through astral projection and different things. I kind of am a magnet to these things, so they don't scare me anymore. And you shouldn't be frightened about anything that you see in the sky. Until these things actually start dropping bombs or shooting at people or causing harm, it's just a freak out, and most likely somebody's trying to do it. The real entities would not do that. This is what everybody wanted. They were crying for disclosure. And if this is the way that it's going to happen, and people can understand, okay, this is what they are. I don't believe that they're behind it. I believe that some breakaway underground government where all these trillions of dollars have disappeared to in this hole, quite possibly they're behind it. But now we're kind of going down another route, but it's all connected. Anyhow, I'll go ahead and sign off because I don't want to keep rambling too much. All right. Have a great day. Take care and be safe. And don't shoot at things that you don't understand. All right. Peace.